Here are 15.5 things that I believe are a complete waste of money. Starting with bulk purchases. This is a bit controversial, but many people think buying in bulk is a great way to save money. But it might not always be the best choice. For instance, I used to buy everything from Costco because I was saving 50 cents per ounce. But I live in an apartment with my girlfriend and I keep forgetting that we can't eat for a family of 5. The issue with buying in bulk is things expire, and it ain't worth forcing yourself to finish it before that expiration date. Trust me. So for a lot of perishable things like veggies, snacks, and meats, I'll just buy them in a regular size from the supermarket like Lidl or Trader Joe's. Number 2, not knowing the best saving strategy. In the book The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel says building wealth has little to do with your income or investments and lots to do with your savings rate. Wealth is just your leftover money after you spend what you take in. You can build wealth with a high income, but you can't without a high savings rate. The problem is most people don't know how to actually save. And it's something I struggled with too when I first got into personal finance. Like, I didn't grow up with money and I literally had zero financial knowledge. But what really changed my financial trajectory was joining this thing called a savings challenge, where I was held accountable and had an actual savings roadmap to follow. Which is why I wanted to give back and host the largest free 5-day savings challenge on October 1st. It's completely free to join with the link below. We had thousands of people in our last savings challenge and everyone loved it so much, so we're just gonna do it again. Join the $1,000 savings challenge with the link below. Anyone can join, but space is limited, so if you click on the link and it says it's no longer available, then unfortunately we already reached capacity. Next, spending without intention. And this is something that I've done more often than I'd like to admit. Stores like Target and Walmart are designed in a way to tempt you to spend more. They make the size of their carts bigger to make you put more things in. They make their stores smell like freshly baked bread to make you hungrier. Or with Costco, they know you want the $5 rotisserie chicken. So they're gonna put that chicken all the way in the back, so you have to go through all the aisles, all the food samples and deals in order to get it. By the time you get the chicken, you probably picked up some turkey bacon, some mac and cheese, and toilet paper, turning your $5 chicken run into $76.43. Nowadays, before I go into any store, I get very intentional with it. I'll just write down a list of things to buy in my notes app and I'll stick to that list, so I already committed to my spending before any external factors can tempt me. Number 4 is designer glasses and sunglasses. In the 1950s, Ray-Bans cost less than $15 a pair, but now some of their glasses cost more than an Apple Watch. And to thank for all of this, we have Luxottica. Luxottica is a company that controls up to 80% of all major glasses brands in the world, from luxury designer brands like these to the $15 pair you see at Target. And since they control so much of the market, they set the prices. But what's really interesting, and not many people know, is that over 70% of their products, regardless of the brands, are made in the same exact factory using the same materials, meaning the quality is the same and you're just paying for the logo. At the end of the day, glasses are just a piece of plastic, some metal, and glass. Next, not following the love it or leave it strategy. This is something I've been religiously doing for about a decade now. Since I didn't have a lot growing up, when I got my first real job, I went shopping literally every other weekend because I finally could. And not surprisingly, I always saw things that I liked, so I bought them. H&M shirts, Forever 21 sweaters, Dollar Tree pants. The problem was I ended up with a lot of things that I only wore once and then just got tossed in my closet. But now with the love it or leave it strategy, I now only buy things that I love, not just like, which forces me to be more picky when I go shopping. And sure, I might spend more money on each thing, but the higher price tag balances out because I rarely find stuff that I love. Forcing myself to have this higher threshold before I pull the trigger makes me focus more on quality than quantity, plus I also save more time because I have fewer things to choose from, and I wear each item a lot more. Next, medicine, and this is something that I learned only recently, and it's already saved me thousands of dollars. So every spring I get really bad allergies. Just imagine like a bright red clown nose, but those are my eyeballs instead. And the only thing that gave me some sort of relief was Claritin D, which costs like 20 to 30 bucks for a 10-day supply. But I recently learned from my doctor friend that I could pay up to 85% less money for my medicine by buying the generic version of it. According to the FDA, generic drugs are legally required to have the same quality and performance standards as their brand name counterparts. This includes having the same active ingredients and strength. And I think the only reason we think branded medicine is better is because they have the money to invest millions into advertising and marketing, whereas generic drugs don't have that kind of advertising budget, which is why you never hear about them. And because they spend less on marketing, they can pass their savings onto you in the form of lower prices. Number 7, if you've ever traveled, you'll notice that the price of your flight or hotel could be wildly different at different times of the year, and that's because of dynamic pricing, which apparently fast food chains are using now. But one trick I've been using that I discovered by accident to get cheaper prices even during peak season is this. So a few years back, I was looking for a flight from Mexico back to the US, and as I was looking through the prices, it was pretty expensive. It was about $850 for a ticket. So I decided to try something. I used a VPN that hides my location, and I set my current location as Mexico, and guess what happened? The price for the same ticket dropped by $300 down to $550. Next, and speaking of flights, something that has saved me hundreds of dollars and countless hours while traveling is using an eSIM. An eSIM is basically a digital SIM card in your phone that lets you connect to the internet the second you land in another country, so you don't have to worry about outrageous carrier charges, roaming fees, or finding a local SIM card, which is a waste of time and money. I've been using Airlo for my eSIMs for years now, and what's really funny is they emailed me about sponsoring this video while I was in Ecuador using Airlo eSIM to check my email. So obviously I said yes. Like when I landed in Ecuador, I knew my carrier was gonna charge me an arm and a leg in roaming fees. So I was like, nah. I got on Airlo, bought my eSIM, activated in a few minutes, and boom, I kept my arm and leg. I called ride service apps from the airport to avoid getting ripped off, I found the best restaurants, and I continued texting my friends. And the best part? I kept my same phone number. Airlo is the world's first eSIM provider that gives you access to digital SIM cards in over 200 countries and regions. They're used by more than 10 million travelers worldwide, and they're affordable. It's easy to sign up and save both time and money while traveling. Check out Airlo with the link below. Clicking that link supports the channel, but more importantly, if you use code VC3, you get $3 off your first eSIM with Airlo. Thanks again to Airlo for sponsoring this video. Number 9, late fees. If you're not careful, you can get charged up to $41 for missing a single credit card payment. In 2019 alone, credit card companies raked in $14 billion in late fees. But there is a way to not pay them at all. As someone who's worked in finance, I can tell you that if you don't get late fees often, or you've been a long-time customer with said company, there's a really high chance that they'll waive your late fees if you just ask. The company doesn't want to risk having an unsatisfied customer and potentially losing you over a few dollars because it costs a lot more money to acquire a new customer than just to retain one. So just call, be polite, and ask. If they say no, thank them and hang up and call again. Sometimes it just takes a few tries with different customer service reps to get it waived. Next, not knowing how to negotiate for big purchases. Like I bought my car Ivy at the lowest reported price ever based on Edmunds sales data, and it was all because I knew how to negotiate. Most people think negotiation is about getting the price down, but that makes the negotiation turn into a confrontation, and that's gonna get you nowhere fast. In the book Getting to Yes, author Roger Fisher says you should think of negotiations like creating a win-win solution that benefits both sides. In simple terms, the best way to negotiate is to do 3 things. 1, separate the people from the problem. 2, focus on the interests rather than positions. And 3, invent options for mutual gain. For instance, this is how I got my car for so cheap, and you can do this literally with any big purchase. So a week before I stepped into the dealership, I would analyze the car's market value, sales trends, and pricing. Sellers are way more inclined to negotiate when your points are based on facts and data rather than emotion. Then I called the local dealerships in my area and asked if they could match the lowest sales price that I found online. Once someone agreed, I called another dealership to see if someone could beat that price. Then and only then did I walk into the dealership. And this is where many people actually make the mistakes. Once you have your price and the seller isn't willing to go any lower than that price, start thinking outside the box. Ask them what other benefits can they offer, like better financing terms, longer warranties, or free maintenance service for a few years. All of this can be just as valuable as reducing the actual sticker price, and it can be a lot easier for sellers to throw in because sometimes prices are fixed by management or they need to hit a sales number. Next, buying things on sale. In the book Predictably Irrational, author Dan Ariely explains how people often make irrational decisions when they see a discount sign because of the anchoring effect. In simple terms, when you see something on sale, you fixate on the original price, which makes the discounted price a lot more attractive. For instance, when you see a $1,000 mountain bike on sale for 30% off, your mind immediately thinks, that's an amazing deal, I'm saving $300 based on the original $1,000 price. But the reality is, an item that costs $1,000 and is on sale for $700 isn't saving you $300. It's still costing you $700. And companies know all about the anchoring effect, which is why Amazon has been found to fake discounts and sales to get you to spend. Like, even though an item might say it's been marked down 50% from $50 to $25, the item might only have cost $30 a week ago. They artificially inflate the original price so it could appear more discounted, making you feel like you're getting a good deal. Number 12, shopping online without getting cash back. Nowadays, whenever I buy stuff online, I always make sure I'm getting the best deal by using this plugin called Rakuten. It's 100% free to use, and it allows you to earn cash back from a bunch of different stores like Nike, Apple, Adidas, Macy's, and a ton more. Like last year, I bought the Apple AirTag for $1.11 directly from apple.com, and it was really straightforward to do. So I basically logged into Rakuten's shopping portal, I clicked on the Apple Store, and I added the AirTags and keychain to my cart. The total was $41.95, but Rakuten had a $40 cashback promotion, and I used my Apple Card to buy it, which gave me another 2% cash back. So in the end, thanks to math, I only paid $1.11 for a brand new pair of AirTags. Nowadays, I don't buy anything without checking Rakuten first. You can get the plugin with the link below, or go to vincenttchan.co/Rakuten. There's currently a promotion where you can get a $30 sign-up bonus. I'm not exactly sure how long this is gonna last, so check it out sooner than later. Next, buying specific types of souvenirs. And this is something we're all guilty of while on vacation. You're having a great time, great food, and then it suddenly hits you that you need to buy a souvenir to remember your experience. And that's how you end up with a giant replica of King Arthur's sword that you'll never use, touch, or see again because it's tucked away in some closet. So what I do is, instead of getting some really big random thing that I'll never use again, I'll buy really nice magnets with the name of the city or the country. It's small enough where I can tuck it away in my carry-on, it's cheap enough that I can get a couple for myself, friends, and family, and they look pretty cool in the fridge, and they're also great conversation starters when people come over. Next, lottery tickets. So I realized a lot of people have trouble comprehending just how tiny their odds are of winning the lottery. The chance of winning the Powerball jackpot is 1 in 292 million. The chance of winning the Mega Millions top prize is 1 in 302 million. To put that into perspective, you have a 1 in 15,300 chance of being struck by lightning. You literally have a better chance of getting hit by lightning than winning the lottery. And I don't see y'all out there wearing anti-lightning suits. Next, paying ATM fees. A study found that ATM fees can cost up to $5 nowadays, and that fee can quickly add up. But there is a way to avoid paying these fees, even when the ATM is outside your network. For me, the last straw was when I spent more than $50 US just in Guatemala alone to withdraw cash. Immediately after that, I opened up a Charles Schwab checking account, and I now use my Charles Schwab debit card to withdraw cash from ATMs. The great thing is, Charles Schwab would actually reimburse you for any ATM fees you get charged with anywhere in the world. If you can't get a Schwab account, your best bet is to look for a bank with a really large ATM network so you didn't get charged a fee. Number 15.5, and that's paying for Wi-Fi in hotels. I don't know when this started happening, but many hotels nowadays, like the Marriott, IHG, Hilton, Hyatt, they'll charge you a fee to use Wi-Fi in your own hotel room. Like what? And it's not cheap. You can expect to pay on average $22 for something I think should already come with the price of the hotel room. So if you don't want to pay this junk fee, here's how you can get the hotel Wi-Fi for free. Many of these hotels have a rewards program. Marriott has Bonvoy, Hilton has Hilton Honors, and basically if you sign up for the reward programs, which is free, then you can use their Wi-Fi for free. Which leads me to something you've got to start accepting. It's that even if you're trying your hardest to save money, sometimes you still might not feel like you're doing enough. And that might be because you don't know these 7 strategies that let me save 73% of my income. Click here for the 7 strategies you need to start doing now.